we learned that the habitat in Illinois has changed over time. But what about other places? Have they changed too? To figure this out, you would need to dig down into the ground to look under the surface of the earth and find fossils. Once you find fossils, consider what you see. What traits do the fossils have? Where would they have lived? Fossils can give us clues about what the habitat used to be there. Scientists have done exactly this. They've dug down into the ground in different places all over the world to see if the habitats have changed there too. Take the Sahara Desert, for example, on the continent of Africa. Today, the Sahara is one of the hottest, driest places in the world. Temperatures often stay above 100 degrees Fahrenheit for months at a time. With so little rain and such hot temperatures, almost nothing can live here. It's just sand dunes, as far as the eye can see. But scientists go digging underneath that sand, and when they do, they discover amazing things. Like this, the skeleton of a giant animal. If you can't tell what it is, here's its jawbone. It's a whale. And this isn't the only one they found either. They find lots of them in the Sahara Desert. Whales were once common in this area, but whales swim in the ocean. They can't live in a desert. What this tells us is that this place, where today there's a dry, hot desert, there was once an ocean. And that's not the only habitat that's changed. Traveling back towards North America, consider this place, the Gulf of Mexico, a habitat of salty seawater connected directly to the Atlantic Ocean. Recently, after a really big storm stirred up the water, there were some people scuba diving about 10 miles from the shore, and they discovered this. It's what's left of a forest. The storm waves were so strong, they had torn up parts of the ocean floor. And underneath, this uncovered a bunch of fossil trees, just sitting there on the bottom of the ocean. Some of them still had roots in the ground. They're cypress trees, still found today on land, never in the ocean. So here was a case where part of an ocean was once land, in this case, a forest. As one last example, take a look at one of the most extreme habitats on Earth, Antarctica. Antarctica today is a polar habitat. Temperatures dip down to minus 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the only continent where no human beings live permanently. It's too cold. Freezing cold with not a single tree that can grow there, the only animals you might recognize are penguins and seals with thick fur. But scientists have dug down under the layer of ice into the rock beneath it. And what they found are fossils like this. It's the fossil of a tropical fern, a fern found only in jungles. Antarctica today might be a permanently frozen, icy habitat, but it was once a warm tropical rainforest. So what we've seen is that it's not just Illinois, where I grew up, that's changed. Most places have changed habitats over time, from wet ocean to dry land, or from dry land to wet ocean. Even places we might think of as impossible to live in today, where it's freezing and everything's covered in ice, weren't always this way. Some might have been warm tropical rainforests full of life. By looking at fossils, scientists have found evidence that habitats haven't always stayed the same. Habitats have changed all over the world, which kind of makes you wonder, if you dug down in the ground where you live, what fossil creatures could you find? What hidden world of the past might be found right under your feet? Think about that. Have fun and stay curious.